A little video here on what I got from Orange RC. Oh, sorry, Orange Lemon RC. And I got the telemetry package, and also picked up just a cheap receiver as well. This is kind of the advantage to Spectrum gear, is there's a couple companies or a few out there that make knockoff receivers for super cheap. This is like a $5 receiver. I'm not even kidding you, $5. And it works with any of the Spectrum radios. And it's just a tiny little 6-channel. It's not quite full range, but it will get you out quite a ways. It's good for park flyers or smaller aircraft. There's no case on it. You can see it's just a bare board. Just plug your channels into the appropriate plug, and off you go. But it does talk with any of the Spectrum radios. So for $5, that's a cheap receiver. The cheapest receiver Spectrum makes is a 4-channel. This is a 6, and their 4-channel is $30. So this is for $5, and they're full-fledged. They make also a full 10-channel or 12-channel receiver that runs like $20, $24. So they're really cheap receivers. So I figured I'd grab one since I was ordering from them. Anyways, here's the telemetry pack. It's very lightweight. I'd say with everything in this bag here, it's maybe like an ounce, a little over an ounce. I can't imagine it being more than an ounce and a half, but very lightweight actually. I was actually surprised by that. I was expecting it to be a little heavier. But here's the telemetry module. It's got its own antenna, so it talks independently from the receiver back to your radio. And it's got the plugins there for this different sensors. Let's see, get my camera to focus here. It's got a voltage input sensor, an EXT, which is an auxiliary, RPM temperature, and receiver bind. So I'll have to read up on how to bind this to the receiver or to the transmitter. There's a way to do that. And then there's a bunch of cables in here. I believe this is an RPM sensor. I want to say it's an optical, I think. Or maybe this is the altitude sensor. No, the altitude sensor is built in. I think this might be an RPM sensor. I'll have to check, but I think it's an optical RPM sensor. This is the voltage one with the T connectors. So you just plug your battery on the one side, and the other, it's basically just put it right in line. Very simple. And this just plugs right into the board. This is the heaviest part, by the way. This is heavier than the module itself. This is like half the weight. Half the weight of this. This is the heaviest part. But understandably, there's some pretty solid metal connectors on this, which is why it's so heavy. A bind plug for binding. This is only during when you're pairing it with your transmitter. This is how you pair it. You plug this into the port, the bind port here, and then it binds to the radio. Once you bind it, you unplug this. Now that it's locked into your transmitter. This here appears to be, this is the jumper wire. This goes from your receiver. This plugs in here. I believe it plugs into one of the ports on here. I want to say it's the, if I get to focus again. Come on. Oh, to receiver. Yeah, so it's got it labeled right there. So this plugs into the receiver. It makes the connection from the receiver to this. And then you have your two sensors right here. There's a built-in, the altitude sensor is built into this unit. And then this is a optical RPM sensor, which is cool. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It looks like there's a little sensor, optical sensor in there. Very cool. So very simple, very lightweight. I'll definitely be putting this on the quad to do testing. I'll probably do a bench test with it first, and I'll make another video of that. Also came with a little thing of double-sided tape, or I think it's Velcro. No, it's double-sided tape. It's just foam tape. Must be for this to stick it down. It's kind of nice they threw that in there. But I got rolls of this stuff, so. But it's still nice they included it in case you didn't have any. And then, yeah, that's what came in the package. I didn't do it on bagging because it just came in the manila envelope, foam or bubble lined manila envelope. So it wasn't packaged in a box or anything. But it made it here in one piece. Nothing's damaged or Nothing gonna be sad on it. So that's what I got from Lemon RX, or Lemon Receiver Company there from China.